Alrighty, folks, as I've shared over the last couple of months, I believe we are on the cusp of explosive growth in what is called fractional real estate investing. I've been digging deeper and deeper and actually investing in, or with, I should say, with a company called Real Bricks. They're now on the channel a couple times a month. Nick, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me on again, Mike.
Oh, absolutely. It's been fun. I've liked our discussions. I like what you guys are doing. But let's not assume everybody's watched our past episodes. Remind us what Real Bricks is.
Yeah, so Real Bricks is a fractional real estate investment platform. And what that means is you're still buying real estate, but you don't have to buy the entire house. So there's no down payment, there's no mortgage, there's no agents, escrow process. It's essentially buying stocks, but what you're buying is stocks in a cash flowing rental property with the ability to earn dividends every quarter, and then the ability to sell your shares in the future as well in our secondary market, which will be up and running in the first half of next year.
Yeah. Again, when I think about Real Bricks, or really the explosive growth in fractional lending, or fractional real estate investing, I should say, it's the fact that you can get started for very little. Real Bricks is one place where you can start with as little as $100. I've always thought that's a nice place to start. Again, it's a place where you can get quarterly reports. You can become an owner maybe without the headaches. It's truly passive, right? You're not dealing with checking tenants, things of that nature. The other thing I've seen with Real Bricks, just with my experiences, you are now starting to dabble in new construction, which I think is pretty interesting. I read an article about Invitation Homes, who's now buying new construction for 20+% off because builders have so much inventory, which is just exciting, right? Buying the value early. So I know last time we talked, you had some new construction rolling out as a pilot. What's the latest on that and inventory as we sit today?
Yeah, absolutely. So, and that's right. So we actually do have 3 new construction homes up on the site. They're currently being built. One is in Princeton, Texas, which is one of the fastest growing counties in the country. That's just north of Dallas. One is in Wake Forest, North Carolina, so right outside of Raleigh, and the other is right outside of Nashville, in a suburb called Lebanon. So those are supposed to be completed by the end of the year. We were able to secure discounts on those, which is being passed on to the investor. Nice. And we're really excited because if that goes well with this pilot program, then that really opens up the floodgates for entering new markets in the future.
Yeah, it's one of the things that I'm looking at and putting the money to work in is kind of, I don't know, I'll call it upgrading my portfolio, going from 50+ years old to new construction. It looks like a good thing to me and on my books. Let's welcome the third member of this conversation, Ian. Ian, you are a follower of One Rental at a Time, actually a landlord yourself. Welcome to the show.
I am. Thanks. Thank you for welcoming me. I'm out of Virginia. Done 3 properties, done 3 deals. Just closed the third one in September, actually. Nice. And I've been kind of looking to kind of diversify what I'm doing. My wife is actually having some stress when it comes to the amount of mortgages we have. So that was one thing that pushed in the direction. I actually asked the question to Dion of how to make the spouse more comfortable in his live stream last week.
Nice.
I think that helped a little bit. But the other thing is I usually put a lot of my money into the stock market as well. I've done quite well in the stock market over the years. Sure. In fact, my last deal was made entirely off of earnings from Palantir, which I purchased at the IPO of.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I worked in the intelligence community for a long time. I actually used that software for about 10 years before they IPO'd. So I was one of the few people that knew what it was and how effective the company would be. But I only get one of those. So I see a lot of earnings coming in and I see a lot of stocks tanking after having positive earnings. Yeah. So that's kind of made me a little uneasy. So I saw Real Bricks on here. I decided to, there's a couple of markets that he's invested in that I'm interested in. So I thought this would be a good way to kind of step in there without having to actually buy property and try to manage from afar.
Yeah. So let me talk about your experience with the 3 units you have today. Are they in and around where you live, and you're self-managing, or have you bought those out of state?
They're all close to me. In fact, one of them is only about a mile away. And the first 2 are being managed by somebody else, but this third one we just bought, it's actually about 150 below the ARV. So I'm almost on the renovation, and then I'm going to try to rent that one out, handle that one myself. And then if that goes well, then I'll probably take over all of them.
Nice. So again, you saw Real Bricks on this channel. Had you heard of fractional real estate investing before we kind of introduced it a month ago? Would that hit your radar at all?
No, this was the first time I heard of it, and since I clicked on it and then purchased Real Bricks, YouTube is now feeding me through the algorithm lots of commercials and other channels talking about fractional real estate. In fact, it's like every other ad now.
Of
So
course it is.
apparently, it's a lot bigger than what I knew it was to be.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. So you heard it on this channel. I appreciate you checking it out. What did you see in the platform? You obviously put some money to work, but what did you see before you put money to work?
The user interface is very simple. It was very simple to click on. Options, go through it, how to purchase it, link up my accounts. The entire process from starting it to my account was linked and I was buying was about 5 minutes or less. It was extremely,
wow.
and that's without the app. That's just me clicking on it on the
Clicking
my
around,
browser
huh?
here. Yeah.
There you go.
So I just thought it was very simple.
Nice. Again, one of the things that's very interesting you brought up earlier is sometimes spouses aren't on board. Sometimes they get nervous, lots of mortgages or tenant headaches or any of that. This is an appetizer to get started and be an owner, right? You are an owner, you get quarterly reports, but you are certainly not dealing with the tenants, termites and hassles.
That's right.
Yeah. Did you talk to the wife about Real Bricks or doing fractional lending? I mean, is she on board with this, or is it more just like, hey, it's a stock, or kind of tied it out as a stock and it's a no brainer?
I kind of explained it as shares, stocks. So
there you go.
That's
That
the
makes
easiest
sense.
way to interpret it.
Okay. All right. And she said, go for it. Like that better.
That's not what she said.
That's not what she said.
I actually went ahead and purchased it without talking to her first. So now she's like,
no.
Let's talk about this.
Let's talk after. Let's beg for forgiveness after.
I'm sure she'll start laughing when she sees this letter. So.
I apologize. What's her name? Sorry.
Her name's Molly, but she'll be good with it. I've always been pretty good with investments, at least the last 10 years.
Yeah. Well, Molly, I apologize. If I had anything to do with this, I apologize right now, Molly. It's not my fault. I'm sorry. But when you do think about couples out there, I talk with couples all the time. Sometimes it's the husband, sometimes it's the wife that they're a little nervous. Fractional real estate investing is that everybody I've talked to about it who has a apprehension kind of pull back. It's an easier, I don't want to call it a sell, but easier positioning because like you said, it's just a share, right? It's a portion and you don't have the headaches. You don't have the mortgages. You're just an owner of some percentage. So it makes sense to me. Nick, back to you. I know I've been poking around Real Bricks for a while. We've had conversations now going on a couple of months. And I think you need to change some marketing. You need to change some marketing and position it for a way to get started for folks that maybe see owning real estate is too complex, man. I think there's another marketing angle there, Nick.
Yeah, 100%. It's a big reason that I've loved speaking with the people who come from your show is because a lot of them, the majority of them own rentals in some capacity or have in the past, just like Ian, who has a portfolio already and is looking for something a bit more passive, but believe in real estate and want to continue that trend. And that's super powerful stuff, right? Because obviously it's a proven asset class, long-term gains, and you're not having to sink in another huge down payment in or get the mortgage. So yeah, no, absolutely. And we're always looking for creative ways to market around that. It is great because we also cater to the person who can only put $100 in, right?
Right.
And then they're going to put $100 in a month. And then before they know it, they're building a pretty serious portfolio. And then, yeah, we've got people who start with 5, 10K, right? I mean, they're more seasoned, they have experience, they own rentals, and they want a bit of a quicker return on their investment. One thing I did want to bring up, which is pretty cool, I think I mentioned this to you, Mike, was that you did have a follower who came. I spoke with him. He invested, and then I think it was like in the next few days, I saw that his dad came on with his referral code and invested. And then the next week, I spoke with his son, who's in college, who came on.
So
and invested.
son, dad, grandpa, I guess 3 generations.
Yep. Which I thought was really cool. So I just wanted to make sure to get that in there. Yeah.
Nice. Well, Ian, I'm curious because again, every investor is different. When you looked at what was available, did you lean new construction? Like, did you lean new construction like I am, or did you lean what area of the country? Like everybody has a top priority. Like, were you focused on, hey, let me get something in Texas, or were you focused on, new construction? What excited you about the options, Ian?
The new construction looked nice. I deal with a lot of properties here. They're in 1900 all the way up to
Amen.
1960, 1970. So seeing some new construction. New construction's in my area. We're pretty developed. We're by the water on the East Coast here, so you have to kind of go inland quite a ways at that point. I'm sure it's the same word as where you are.
Yeah, I mean, 1950s is considered new where I'm investing, which is, and I have stuff older than 1900, so it's kind of wild. But it's just, again, it's a way for me to kind of reduce the age of my portfolio. And again, I'm not taking huge chunks of money just yet, but it's a way to kind of dabble and see what's going on. Nick, this is. There has to be something in this new construction bucket. If Invitation Homes, I think they're the largest landlord, if not the largest, the second largest landlord in the country. If they're lopping off 20% discounts, should this go well, this should be, I don't know what the percentage is right now for Real Bricks. I'm going to guess it's less than 50% of new construction is available on the platform. I'm guessing, just a wild ass guess, it could be over 50% by this time next year, if this new construction thing works. My general guess is my audience, generally speaking, is like Ian and myself, where we're buying older fixer-uppers, and that can get tiring. And I'm just going to guess a lot of us are going to like, you know what, let's go dabble. Let's go put 5, 10K, maybe in 2 or 3 different assets and see how this works. So my guess is, actually, I'll just ask you, when you look at the available assets today, what percent is new construction?
Currently on our platform, it's 60%. Since right now there are 5 homes available to invest in, so it's not a huge.
So I'm sorry, I maybe phrased the question poorly. Of the portfolio, not what's available to invest in today, the inventory you've collected over the lifetime of Real Bricks, I'm going to guess less than 60%.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. There's 3 new constructions on the site right now. We've had a total of 8 or 9 properties come through the platform. So yeah, 30 or so percent.
Yeah, I think it's gonna explode from here. I know something we talked about early on, Nick, was kind of your buy box. How is the buy box evolving? How are you selecting? Like, are you selecting areas of the country, cities, builders? What gets Real Bricks excited about going deeper on an asset, potential asset?
Yeah, absolutely. So with these new construction homes, they're through a partnership with D.R. Horton.
Okay.
And so they gave us a list of some areas that, hey, we can put these through the Regulation A offering and get them up on your website. So we did some analysis. They've got obviously huge reach in doing analysis on different markets, and we were pretty happy with what we ended up choosing. I was with Roofstock for about 7 years before I joined here, so I was able to learn a lot about different areas of the country. They're in almost every state in the country, and so far I've been very pleasantly surprised with what I've learned about even just Omaha, where our core inventory is, right, where we started. Princeton, Texas, they just put a moratorium on new construction because it's growing so fast. So that's another really good reason to get into that Princeton property. And as far as buy box moving forward, I mean, a lot of it's going to be leaning on the home builders and where they're building, and us, taking a look at their spreadsheet and picking out certain areas, and then also investor feedback.
Yep,
I'm on the phone all day, so I'm hearing where people want to invest. So we're going to get to a point where we want to be in as many states as possible, whether it's a large home builder or a mom and pop investor, who owns 1 or 2 homes, or a boutique, seller who's building a couple homes in a market. So looking forward to see how this partnership with that builder goes, selling out those properties, and then just moving on to the next area.
Very cool. Well, Ian, let's close with you. If you are a One Rental at a Time fan, watcher, listener, own some assets, what would you tell a One Rental at a Time viewer? Maybe you watch a couple of videos a week of mine. You are interested in real estate investing, obviously. What would you tell them about Real Bricks in your experience? Like, who should take a look?
Yeah, I would say if you're not quite ready to jump in, if you want to get your feet wet, or maybe you have a couple of properties and you need to digest for a little while before you continue to expand, this might be a good avenue to take. The website's very easy to use. It's very simple. Nick mentioned earlier about the secondary market will come out next year. So if you do lock in this year and you want to be able to free up that funds in 12, 18, 24 months, then that would be a route to be able to free up those funds. Where the stock market obviously is a little bit more liquid there, but that's what I would point to.
Awesome. Well, Ian, I appreciate you. Nick, thank you for coming back. Guys, you're amazing. Again, fractional real estate investing is here. I do think it at least 10x, if not 100x over the next several years. It is going to be a key investing vehicle, and we're going to keep talking with Real Bricks for the foreseeable future. Guys, take care. Don't forget the discount code or referral code of ORAT50. Put $100 up, get $50 additional dollars. So that's a 50% return on $100. Guys, you're amazing. Take care. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.